Good frosty morning, everybody. It is just light out. The sun's not quite up. It's working on its way up anyway. And we're out hauling water. The joys of off-grid living. Well, it doesn't have to be, I guess, but the joys of not having a well. Not yet, anyway. We have not built one on this farm yet or on our homestead. So we're down at the creek hauling water in our barrel. Gonna hold that hose back. Just helping West haul water. We're down on the road, down the side road. That's our barrel. That's how we haul the water to the house. We used to go up to the creek at our field, but lately we've just been going on the road here. We've got the good old Honda pumping. I actually had to smash a hole through 3 inches of ice down here to get the water pumped out. It is very, very cold. Minus 19 this morning in Canada, or at least in our part of Canada here, which is pretty cold. So anyway, that's the joy. We get about 1,000 liters at a time. It takes 2-3 minutes to fill the barrel up. I think we're only going to get one today. It's cold. All right, back of the tractor, a little warmer. So depending on whether the ladies are doing laundry or not, I mean, sometimes we'll go through a barrel in a day, 1,000 liters. It seems like a lot of water. I think a lot of us don't realize how much water we actually use. We notice it now because we're putting it in barrels. We have 2,000 liter barrels in the house right now, and that's where we transfer this water to that. And yeah, it's shocking sometimes how much water actually gets used. But because it's so cold, we'll conserve this water just for drinking and washing, and like washing ourselves, our face or whatever like that, and making coffee. So this will last us probably, it could last us a week if we wanted it to. But like I said, if we're doing a lot of laundry, a lot of people in the house, and a lot of laundry needs to be done, we use a lot of this very quickly. Okay, pardon the mess and the foggy camera. Just warming up. So anyway, this is our messy back room. 2 barrels back here. And like I said, we're just gonna do one today. Pumping real slow, I don't know why. Wes is outside running the pump. I just gotta hold it into the tank here so it doesn't come out. You can hear it running, I think. That's our 12-volt water pump. That's how we pump back out of these barrels. And then run it through a filter for all our drinking water. And yeah, it hooks up to the rest of the system. Eventually, one day it would be nice to have a well here, but we haven't got that yet. So we improvise, and this works. All right, got her all in the house. So that gives you a little of an idea, the joys of pumping water. Now, it's not always this cold. Quite honestly, we had a very mild winter. Minus 20, I really should look up what that is. Maybe Anissa can put it on the screen here with this video, how cold that is. Or minus 19 it is here right now. But that's cold. That river that we pumped out of almost never freezes over. So, I mean, it's got 3 inches of ice on it right now. We've had 2 days of cold weather like this. Tomorrow is actually going to be above 0 again, which is above freezing for us. 0 is the freezing point in Canada. So anyway, yeah, it just makes things challenging. Everything gets covered in ice, all the fittings and stuff on the pump, everything. You gotta be really careful you don't leave water in the pump or it'll freeze. So I try to encourage less water usage this time of year. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that, give you an idea what that looks like for us. So we had a pretty sad week this week. It yeah, it just wasn't a very good week, I guess. We have our milk cow Buttercup. You guys have all seen her on our videos. We've had her for 6 or 7 years, I think. We actually took her with from northern Ontario to northern Saskatchewan and back again. So she's traveled many miles with us, drank a lot of liters of milk, had a lot of calves. This year, she got milk fever really bad. Again, Jerseys do that quite often. So post-calving, they're just low on calcium, basically. We did treat her for that. She was already just maybe not in the greatest health prior to that. We were kind of nursing her, working her, trying to get her body score up, her weight up. Then she calved. She got milk fever. That really went downhill then. And yeah, we did treat her for that. Got the veterinarian out, and things started to improve. She got back on her feet again, which is very exciting. And she started running around on the farm with her calf. Calf was, no, sorry, that calf got sick as well. Yeah, that calf got sick. It died. all of a sudden, it was very healthy. It looked good the night before, and the following morning I got to the barn and it was dead. I don't know why that calf died. It was very strange. Maybe whatever the cow had, whatever Buttercup had, I don't know. She did seem like she was maybe sick with something. I'm not sure. At the same time, one of the jerseys we had here before, a Jersey heifer, I had sold it to an Amishman down the road. We decided we didn't need 2 milk cows, so I sold him the Jersey heifer. She calved over there the day before Buttercup, and she got milk fever as well, and went down and got really sick and did not recover. She died. So our calf died and his cow died, so we got that calf over here and put it on our cow, which worked great. I wanted to buy that anyway. His was a heifer calf, ours is a bull calf, and the heifer calf I wanted to keep as a replacement, so we have another one. That went really well. They paired up good. They ran around all over the farm here. Things are going good. Now, we have a whole bunch of other beef cows we bought. I don't know if that's part of the problem, maybe. Might have been. They're pretty big. And maybe they were pushing Buttercup around, not allowing her to get feed. I don't really know. I don't really know what happened, I guess. Buttercup, when they're feeding a calf and we're milking them, it's pretty hard to put any weight on. I mean, we tried. I called a few people I know, and I got her on a good diet to try to get some meat on her, give her lots of energy. I don't know. These things take time, right? She just seemed to kind of get worse. Milk was good. It's not that she had mastitis. Everything there was good. One morning, I actually found her over by the beef cows, where we feed the beef cows, and she was laying on her side there. Couldn't get up, shaking like a leaf. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there right now. All right, checking the animals. Goats are just eating right out of the row. We did have a fence shock wire around there. You can see the shocker there in the snow, solar powered shocker. Anyways, if anybody's ever had a goat, they don't like wires, they don't stay in wires. It's alright, they're not making too big of a mess. Here comes Charlie. Don't have a name for our new beef cows. This is one of the new ones, the calf. Big Red over there is Big Hereford. Got a half a mind to saddle that one. She's a nice, gentle, big girl. Annabelle, we raised this one from a calf. Morning, Annabelle. Hey, how are you? Good morning. A lot of mixed herd here of beef. So there's a skinny old cow here. Get at least one calf out of her yet. This one here has got a lot of spunk. Number one. Gonna keep our eyes on that one. There's Rusty the bull. He comes from my in-laws. Beautiful bull. He actually had a leg injury this week. I don't know what he did. He stepped on something. So we've got, or that was last week, sorry. He's all better now again. We got him back out with everybody. But we had him in the barn there for a while, nursing his leg. So I like to come out here, just keep an eye on everybody. Make sure everybody's looking good, especially as it's frosty this morning. Very cold. There's Mabel. This is Buttercup's calf from last year. I'm pretty sure she's pure Jersey, which is accidental. We had an Angus bull at that time too, an Angus cross bull. And I had picked up some Jersey bull calves from my uncle in Manitoba. And I have a feeling one of them must have done the breeding, because there doesn't look to be a lot of Angus in this girl. She looks too Jersey for me. There's a little bull calf that came with these cows. Little heifer. More cows. Looking good. Have to get another bale back here. I had one silage bale in the back. They prefer that, and then 2 dry hay. So they've eaten the silage bale, and the dry hay is still there. Try to feed them always in this spot. All the manure and everything will stay right here. And that's fertilizer right there, folks. Look forward to piling that up in the spring. Let it compost some more, and then we'll spread it around the land. And there's a few more cows over here eating snow. Imagine all the puddles are froze over this morning. What are you looking at, hey? So it's 3 calves, little bull calf, 2 heifer calves, and 14 cows. Everybody's looking good. And then we have our own left. This one we've raised from a calf. He's actually going to be going to the butcher soon. Pretty small still. We usually butcher these bulls fairly young. And then I got another one over there, and then Charlie. So there's 3 bulls left yet. I got some customers wanting those. Anyway, we found Buttercup laying right here. This is where she was laying. So I don't know if she got knocked over by the other cows or what happened. We scooped her up with a tractor bucket. Not that one, but same idea. We gently rolled her into the bucket and brought her to the barn. Allowed her to warm up there and started treating her. Another chore around here on the winter time, or in the winter time, not on the winter time. You tell Anisha teaches the English, not me. Is snow removal. Gotta clear the snow once in a while. We have an 8-foot wide tractor bucket with wings on it that I use to clean the snow up. I think I've shown videos of that in the past. And anyway, it makes pretty short work of it, but it's still a time-consuming job. And we've actually lucked out. We haven't had hardly any snow this year. So it hasn't been that bad. I think this is the 3rd time I'm cleaning the lane. And I more or less just do it for the mail lady because she can't get to the mailbox. She don't drop off her stuff. So snowplow going by, ain't quite a pile at the end of the road. So that's what I'm doing right now. Can't hardly see the bucket, but it's up there. And I just try to push it all on a pile. Now my wings are a little bit bent. They do catch rocks on the side every now and again, unfortunately. Eventually, I'd probably like to have a snowplow, or a snowblower, sorry. And then I can just blow it off into the distance. The problem with doing it with a bucket, that you end up with ridges on the side of the laneway, and then the next time the wind picks up, it just dumps it all back in there again. So that gets a little bit frustrating. So it does. But anyway, yeah, just push it up on a pile, keep everything nice and clean. So, back to my story. Oh, I'm blocking you somehow. Oh, there we go. We put Buttercup in the barn. Brought her there. Got her comfortable. As comfortable as we can. When a cow's down, there's a lot of pressure on the internal organs. And, well, anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. You need circulation. You need to be able to move around. Blood flowing. So we flipped the cow. Oh, I don't know. Probably 4 times a day. We rotate her back one way, the other way, back again. Trying to keep the blood flowing, keep her in good shape. Obviously can't milk her at this time. So I do think she may have developed mastitis as well, which doesn't help her any. Yeah, flipping her, trying to keep her comfortable, giving her food and water. All this time she's still eating and drinking. And we kind of were hopeful for her. We did medicate her pretty good. Called the vet, talked to him. And yeah, gave her lots of medicines. We also dewormed her, thinking maybe she's got worms. Maybe that was the issue. So, I don't know. She didn't get better. She got worse. For a while she looked good, then she looked bad, then she looked good, then she looked bad. And so then I don't know, like, did you give her too much dewormer? I don't think so. You go back to the bottle, you eat that again. No, it's right. I honestly don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on. She didn't look good. She's just laying there moaning. And congested heart failure is what we were starting to think. I mean, when you're laying down so long, as I was saying earlier about the internal organs, they kind of get squished in there, and it's just not good for the body. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what happened. It's just kind of a sad week watching a cow go downhill like that. I know it's just a cow. It's replaceable, but it's still a family cow. It's a milk cow. We spend a lot of time milking her as a family. You know, usually Cora and I, one on one side of the cow, one on the other. And you spend a lot of time nursing that cow, working with that cow. She's been sick in the past, and we've nursed her back to health, get her in good shape again. So it's kind of like a, not part of the family. I wouldn't go that far, but it's sort of. It's a family friend for sure. Family friend goes down and gets sick. I guess some people would probably relate better with a dog, maybe. When the dog gets sick, you feel that as well. Being down and kind of helpless, like you can't do much for them. It's not like you can even pick them up and give them a hug. The thing's way too big. Just the way it goes. The calf too is kind of at a loss, running around the cow. Can't get no milk out of it, so we're gonna bottle feed the calf. Got some milk replacer from a local dairy farmer here, and just feeding the cow or feeding the calf that way. The calf's doing great, very healthy. Cow not so much. Kept going downhill. Anissa and I went out to look at it yesterday morning, and the cow was still alive, still moaning. Didn't look too bad. You can tell she's been crying, actually. Anybody that thinks cows can't cry, they do. So you can tell she's in pain and thinking, you know what, we're probably gonna have to euthanize this cow or do something. I don't know what else to do. I can't just let her sit there and suffer either. It's just not fair to the cow. And so I moved her, got her more comfortable, rolled her on her other side again. That's a lot of work, moving a big, heavy cow like that. I'm not using a tractor. We use our hands and move her around. It was almost like she was waiting for Anissa. I don't know. Anissa and her have had a bond since we got that calf. We got the cow as a calf and raised her. We got her, she was probably 6 months old. So spent a lot of time, Anissa did too, sucking that thing up, combing it, petting its feet, just getting it ready for milking so it wouldn't kick us. So anyway, it kind of seemed like it waited for her, and Anissa was petting her, and she gave her last breaths, more or less, right there, and died while we were watching. Strange thing. I don't know. Did the cow wait on purpose? I don't know. But it was a sad day for all of us. Cora as well. Like I said, we spent a lot of time milking that cow. Death is never a fun thing. I mean, in some way I'm relieved she's not suffering anymore, but at the same time it would have been nice if she would have got better. Stubborn as she may have been, she was still a good cow. Really enjoyed that cow. So that's our loss this week. That's our sad story of the week, I guess. Thankfully farming is not like that every week, but there are a lot of days where things don't go the way you want them to go, and that's the reality of farming, reality of homesteading. Not every day is sunshine. Alright, mail lady should be happy with that. She can get to the mailbox again. Yesterday she didn't pick up Cora's letter that she stuck in the mailbox. Can't get close enough, I guess. So anyway, get her all cleaned up. I got one little swipe to do here yet, and then I want to head in for some breakfast. Time to eat. Something about mornings. Don't know how to explain it. It's just beautiful. Especially cold ones. Don't like the cold. Not at all. But it's, I don't know. It's so peaceful and quiet. Beautiful. Sun coming up. Snow on the trees. Minus the van running. Skip that part. But everything else, just beautiful. Loving it. So on a different note though, life does go on the farm, and there's more duties to attend to. 2 days ago, one of our beef cows we noticed was bagging up. Well, I guess that goes back 4 or 5 days ago. We noticed she was bagging up. So some of these are due to calve soon. We don't know when yet because the guy hasn't given us the papers for them, but they have been all been preg checked, and some of them were closer than others. This particular heifer or cow doesn't really look like she's that pregnant yet. She's not that big, but she was bagging up. And we thought, okay, well maybe we're going to get a calf. Then one day the kids, so 2 days ago then, the kids came out and noticed her ears are down. She doesn't look right. I thought, another sick cow. What is going on? So we brought her into the barn. Buttercup was still here at the time. I guess we had 2 cows in here then. And that, yeah, Buttercup died shortly after that, I guess. We brought her into the barn. And it turns out she's got mastitis really bad. I don't know why. That's kind of a mystery. Because she shouldn't have been lactating. She doesn't have a calf with her. There are 3 small calves, but none of them are hers. So I just wonder if somebody maybe was sucking on her. I don't know. Her ears were down. She didn't look right. I brought her in to the milking stanchion, fed her some grain, and checked her teats. And we're treating her now. So I just came back from the vet's office. I got Mycotil, very potent, very powerful drug. I'm going to give her as well, because she was obviously running in a pretty bad infection. She still is. Like, this is bad mastitis. This is watery, stinky mastitis. It's awful. We're hoping to save the cow. We will call her out of the herd because this is something that will always come back. It's that bad. I'm hoping to get a calf out of her yet, though, and I don't know how far along she is. So we hope to keep her that long at least, get a calf, and then we can add that back to the herd, and then we will get rid of the cow is the plan. So I'm going to give her this right now. Now this particular drug, we don't give a lot of drugs to our animals, but from time to time they're needed, just like they are in humans. Sometimes we do need a little help to get over things. I did give her penicillin. I'll turn the camera around. She looks a lot better than she did with the penicillin. And we're going to keep stripping that quarter out, or those teats out, getting the milk out, or the water, mastitis. And I do have this calf that's in here from Buttercup. It's banging around on this cow as well. Let me turn this around. All right, there she is. You can see on the right-hand side there's a massive horde of potatoes. I'll tell you that story later. But there's the calf, there's the cow. Very friendly thing. She looks much, much better. Penicillin is helping. The vet recommended I give her this Mycotil. This stuff is very deadly to humans. If you ever get working with this stuff, do not get this in your skin. This will kill a human. I don't know how much I would need to give myself to die, but not very much as far as I know. From working in the feedlot, I remember being warned about this drug. So we're going to give her some of this. I'm really, really hoping we can save this cow. Yeah. And then, like I said, we will call her out of the herd later on because she's always going to have this problem. So she'll end up in the food chain. There's the calf, Buttercup's calf. Oh, no, it's Hazel's calf, sorry. And we named her Hazel as well. But Buttercup was taking care of it. Potatoes, that's a gift. Same place we got the peppers and all the other things we've been giving. These people have to throw this all out. It's expired. And I don't know how potatoes expire anyway. Right now they're froze, so they're no good for humans anymore, but the pigs are loving them. So we have quite a mountain of food there for the pigs on top of their regular diet. And I can see they're all sleeping in the back there. They're pretty satisfied. Okay, it's still awfully cold out here. And I'm going to treat this cow and get back into the house a minute, work on something warm.